doubles and coffee. So bullying is not an issue. It's 33 years ago. Even though we show years from primary school into secondary school, it wasn't one incident. It was 5 years of torture into the PNM, into the parliament, into the ZAMI, into the strips of the media, into the exemption, the COVID-19 monster who left people out of this country, into the PNM parliament, into Terence Dialson getting cussed in the parliament, into the bullying of citizens, into the bullying of PNM MPs in January, into the bullying of the PNM, no vote, no man, no woman, no vote, a prime minister selected, into the bullying of the country to accept Stuart Richard Young and his daddy Richard Young. We told you all bullying is a serious thing. Once a bully, if you're a bully at 17 years old, if you could tell a little boy racist rants and beat him and persecute him until he explode and bust away your head, something is wrong with you. A man, a boy's personality is developed between the ages of 6 and 13, 6 and 14 for the largest span. Stuart Smallpin Young is a bully. The PNM is a bully. They tried to bully Dr. Tilak Singh and the people stood up, and Convan Girl now come to say, oh, he's instructed the PNM SWRHA to reinstate Dr. Tilak Singh. Who told the SWRHA, who was appointed by you, Convan Girl, and the PNM cabinet to fire Dr. Tilak Singh, and why? So don't come and play where you feel we stupid. Tell us, the CEO, to the board of SWRHA, who gave you instructions to fire Dr. Tilak Singh for simply saying that hospital block air finish. That is concrete. You can't treat no patient in there. It has no machine, it has no x-ray, it has no MRI, it has no CT scan, it has nothing. On 85% of the floors have nothing. The man just talked the truth. Who instructed the PNM SWRHA to fire him? So don't come and be reinstated. As far as we are concerned, not only must he be reinstated, but the entire SWRHA board must be fired before bullying Dr. Tilak Singh. But I ain't come here for that today, this morning, you know. Rhoda Barrett, Miss PNM, Miss Rabbit PNM, and let me state at the onset, I have no respect whatsoever for Rhoda Barrett, because she's unable to be truthful, honest, and disclose. She didn't disclose and didn't answer questions that I asked her because she liked to talk. But I want to know about how you got your job at NLCB. Where was the advertisement, that $30,000 job to rectify any problem and to advise on communication strategies for emergency and so on? Where was it advertised? Who created the position? Who went to the cabinet to agree for the salary and perks and so on? What part of the public service role? Where was it approved? Did it go to PMCD? Who was the interviewing panel? How many other people presented themselves for that work that you got for $30,000 a month under Coleman Butt Ministry and NLCB with Eustace Nancy's? Remember, I asked them questions you can't answer. Because if you get a work, you must get it fair. But you get it how you get it. And now when you get it, you vex and running Rhoda. Well, Rhoda Barrett is being bullied. Colm Imbot is being bullied since December last year, according to Rhoda Barrett. That Colm Imbot, because of statements being made by Rhoda Barrett, because of information she was giving about her PNM party. And I would say, for once, information that was just purely factual. The PNM constitution is quite clear that when there is need for a political leader, you have a convention, a special convention. There's one man, one vote. You call an internal election. Let all those who want to offer themselves go up and let the people decide. It's plain English. So for Rhoda Barrett saying that, and say that the process of selection of Stuart Richard Young, the new selected Prime Minister, and that the people and the base is not taking on Richard Young, that the people are not inspired by the bully Richard Young, Stuart Richard Young, that the Woodford Square crowd was very small. They ushered into an area. It hurt you to say that. But anybody who study politics know that the smallest Woodford Square crowd in the history of the PNM since 1956, that they only had 3,000 to 4,000 people. A meeting of the PNM when inspired by a leader, and they choose the leader, and they want to go the leader, and they believe in the gospel of the PNM. A small Woodford Square meeting is 14,000, 16,000. A big, massive rally at Woodford Square for the PNM could reach 25,000 to 28,000, where people spilling out onto Abercrombie Street and Frederick Street and so on. So Rhoda had to talk the truth. But she came and she confessed. Now she running because she's at PNM and trying to pretend that she have a pull-out game and she go talk after and so on. Rhoda, that's because you're a coward, but you're a victim of bullying. So even though we don't like you, we don't respect you, we don't agree with you, and your logic is warped, we don't like anybody being bullied. Olia, listen, Rhoda.
And we're discussing my pull-out game because I've made the choice. So this is my personal choice, right? I've made the choice to be quiet until April the 29th. And I've made the choice to be quiet until April the 29th because there are people who are currently being bullied. And they're being bullied because of association with me. They are being harassed. They are being called into meetings and cussed and abused in those meetings. They are being demoted. They are being challenged. They're being told, don't show up for screening. They're being told, we will humiliate you. We will run you out of office. We will ensure that you have a rough campaign. All of those things being said simply because of association with me. That as of the 29th of April, I will return, and I am unfettered now because right after the swearing in of the new Prime Minister, I was fired from the Ministry of Finance. But I am mindful that some people have so much anxiety about their performance and how they're likely to perform that I am not going to start speaking just yet. There are a range of things we need to discuss. That Mark Bassant story today, that's a very serious story. Mark told the story badly because he always tells the story badly. He didn't pull the threads together for you all. But I am aware of a fair amount of things that Mark Bassant talked about in that story. So, April 29th, we go in and talk about that Mark Bassant story. April 29th, we go in to talk about all of the things that happened behind the scenes with the transition from Dr. Rowley to Stuart Young. I've given all your full details because I think it is important for the country to know precisely what went on with the vote in Tobago. I think it is important for the country to understand precisely what went on with the transition. I think it is important for the country to know precisely how a range of MPs who were seen as not being in support of one person for leadership and having their opinion of another person for leadership.
Now that you come back, Rhoda Barrett, the people will know you come in after election to talk about Mark Bassant issue and he didn't tell the story correct. He didn't link it together. It's linked to the highest echelons of the PNM. Adrian Leons, Rowley, did you know? Is that why you didn't make him a minister? Is that why you didn't take him back, Rowley, when you screened as the leader of the PNM that you still are? You spit out Adrian Leons. And then if Rowley knew, and now Smallpin is Prime Minister, and he was in the National Security Council, he cannot say that he didn't know. So how Smallpin now has made Adrian Leons, for the first time, a full cabinet minister with full salary and full perks? Smallpin have to answer that. How high up did that go? Was the National Security Council briefed on the investigation? Trinidad and Tobago citizens are now suffering. We have to get visa. We have to pay £115 for a visiting visa, and we might get rejected. If you want a work visa, a study visa, all kind of visa, £200, £300, multiply by 10 or 11, and you can't get forex, so multiply by black market by 12 and 13. because of government officials being involved with gangsters. That is why Rowley come and trying to tell us that the UK government is disrespectful and he fighting for our sovereignty and we must remove the Privy Council, all kind of nonsense. Because Rowley knew about this Smart Basant story, the Express story about government officials being linked to gangster in company. Adrian Leons, you have to talk. Is that you, Adrian Xavier Leons? So Rhoda Barrett, not April 29th. The people know enough to remove the PNM already. No, don't come and talk April 29th, but what went on in Tobago and the bullying in Tobago of the PNM parliamentarians and who get bullied and who get threatened with police action and all of that. Don't come and tell me that after Rhoda Barrett. That is irresponsible. The people need the information to vote, but we don't have the information because they get it from the Douglas. And you see, Rhoda Barrett is confirming everything I tell you. It was 9/11. There was cuss out inside of that place in Tobago. Faris Al-Rawi and Foster Cummings was cussing. And Gadsby Dolly was standing up strong against Rowley and Smallpin. And then just about 17 days later, Foster Cummings is the man who put out a post and said, let us unite up for Smallpin. Let us all go as one. Foster, how that happened? What they tell you? What they negotiate? Did they bully you? Did they threaten you? What they threaten you with, Foster, that could make you change your whole life dream to be leader of the PNM, to be prime minister, to lead your government and your country by the PNM, by Balize House? How that changed in 24 hours just so? Whatever they threaten you with, whatever they tell you, Foster, it had to be powerful. They had to have power over you, just like they have power over Coleman, but just like they have power over Rhoda Barrett. Rhoda Barrett, you get fired one time after Stuart Young swaying. That is bullying. Now, I disagree with how you get a job. I disagree that with the process. I think that anybody, if there's a job available, all citizens must have an opportunity to compete for said job. But you having had the job for a number of years, up to 7, 8, 9 years, and then to be fired forthwith like that, that is vindictive PNM. That is wicked PNM. That is bully PNM, bullying a PNM woman who stand up there and do video after video, live after live, the most illogical nonsense, attacking the UNC in all kind of vile manner, spewing abject total stupidity in defense of the PNM. She get fired the day after Smallpin, Richard Young, the Prime Minister selected by Rowley for the business and the elites, for the rich get richer, Rhoda get poorer. That shows you bullying is not 33 years ago. The PNM and all. And Rhoda is a black, beautiful woman in the PNM being bullied by Stuart Richard Young, taking food off a table. That is what they do. That is the PNM, taking food off poor people's table. Rhoda not poor because she get big money. But if they could bully Rhoda at 30,000 a month and fire sheet, you don't think they could bully CPEP? You don't think they could bully URP? You don't think they could bully labor? You don't think they could bully tutor? You don't think they could bully port workers? You don't think they could bully postal workers? You don't think they could bully the OWTU? You don't think they could bully public servants? You don't think they could bully defense force? You don't think they could bully police? You don't think they could bully fire service? You don't believe they could bully daily paid? You don't believe they could bully contract workers? They could bully everybody. So when they bully Imran, when they bully Kamala in the parliament, when they bully and cuss down Terrence Convent girl, Dial Singh, in the parliament on the mic, when they bully the media, when they bully you, now they bully the powerful PNM spokespeople. Reject the PNM rejecting the PNM. So who is we? Unite, vote UNC. When you vote UNC, everyone wins.